them no knock door, no trial, no papers, no warning sign. Just rope neck, beat skin, cross borderline. As we no thief, as we no kill. Why are not soldiers? The storm is hill. 28 souls, blood soak the floor. Tell me, what injustice mean anymore? You the fear is truth, but truth no die. From Umwaya to diaspora, we cry. Igbo blood, they flow like stream. Biafran dream, they burn with steam. All mass lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, no be sin. Now our right we the fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with the air. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. On mask life. Oh, them bring mask witness, na fake show. But when them come kill, them face they glow. Soldier no wear mask when bullets fly. Them things say the world, no they watch sky. He run for him life, who no go run? 28 gun, them shoot like fun. No peace for people, we no get name. But Biafra, no they play that game. We rise for the fallen, we shout for the change. Even if it pain, we go remain. America, you see this score. How long this silence go last for? Unmasked lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, don't be seen. Now our right we they fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with the air. Justice cry, and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. Unmasked lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, don't be seen. Now our right we they fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with the air. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. Hey, hey, must come. In Biafra we stand till the very last drum. Witness, na fake show. But when them come kill, them face they glow. Soldier no wear mask when bullets fly. Them things say the world, no they watch sky. He run for him life, who no go run? 28 gun, them shoot like fun. No peace for people, we no get name. But Biafra, no they play that game. We rise for the fallen, we shout for the change. Even if it pain, we go remain. One America, you see this call. How long this silence go last for? All mask lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, don't be seen. Now our right we they fight to win. Mazikanu, named by fear, but his voice still loud with the air. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. All mask lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, don't be seen. Now our right we they fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with the air. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. Yeah, yeah. No must come. In Biafra we stand to the very last drum.
Yes, that was Mazi Solomon Peter. I want to say thank you. Good morning. This Sunday morning, and it's 11 past 9 a.m. It's my pleasure to have you. I was here last night and I did a program for 1 hour. I didn't promise I was coming back, but I felt it was nice for us to continue on yesterday's conversation because I'll be having a special guest that you all know very well who haven't been coming for a very long time. And I find it very, very, very imperative and interesting to bring him on board this Sunday morning because of his tight schedule. And we'll be continuing with the discussion of the Canadian declaration of APC and PDP, a terrorist organization, because it is a discussion that we must hold on to for a very, very long time because every day that passes, there is something new to talk about. And they will also be discussing some of the issues of the report of Amnesty International, the criminality that happened and that is still going on with the Nigerian security forces, and some of the criminal elements that brought themselves into Biafra struggle, and how they try to criminalize IPOB and the Biafra struggle. So I want to welcome you this morning. If you are joining me, please, I know that a lot of you will be doubting if at all this is a live stream, but I want to guarantee you that it's a live stream. Today, 17th of August 2025. Uh, I did a program last night, and that program lasted for 1 hour. But today, this morning again, I want to continue from where I stopped. So it is my pleasure to have you. As you are joining, please share. So I'm tagging this one part two of the program because I'm having somebody in the studio in the name of Mazi Solomon Peter. Mazi Solomon, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, my good heart. It has been
Thank you,
forever.
Mazi. Yes, it's been a very, very long time. We haven't seen you, and a lot of our Biafran people have been asking questions. Where is Solomon Peter? Where is Solomon Peter? You are here today, and it's my pleasure. I'm happy to see your beautiful, shining face after a very, very long time. Mazi, can you tell our people what have been keeping you away from coming to talk to them and bring analysis as you usually do in the past?
Thank you very much, Mazi Patrick, for actually motivated me to be here this morning. I appreciate your effort. I appreciate all the good work you have been doing, your consistency in this very struggle, and your ability to maintain your temperament, maintain a very good temperament to this very struggle, and you have never deviated. All the time I watch your video, you are still Mazi Patrick. There is so many people have watched their video after some months, after some years, the sound, their tone change, their stand change. A lot of them compromise to what they used to be known with, but you have always remained consistent, and I must appreciate you. I know it's not only because you are standing here for the millions of Biafran, but because this also tell us more about your personality and the kind of persons you are. You are one in a million, the type of person that once we say, let's move, once anybody sight you in the line or in the group of people who is moving, that person might be interested to join, because you are not the type that said yes in the morning and in the evening you are saying no. You are the type that once it is white in the morning, will expect it to remain white throughout the evening. So thank you very much, Mazi Patrick. Coming to your
Mazi,
question.
thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really
Yeah.
appreciate.
Coming
Thank
to your question, what has been keeping me away from social media? You know quite well that those days when me and you had been doing program, so yeah, you are the one who is always putting the effort, try to drag me into the social media so we can host the program. Even after sometimes, because of the difference we have in time, in our time, like we just have to plan it now so that it can suit your time and suit my time. So because we have not been able to get a kind of perfect planning schedule that suit your time and suit my time, that is why I've been keeping away for quite a long time, not appearing in your program, and I doesn't also have much time equally to do program by myself. So, but never standing, the struggle of Biafra goes on. Every idea we have to share to make sure that things we are going in the right direction, we are doing that on the ground. And I appreciate all Biafrans who have been standing upright, even in these days of challenges. So this is the time that we know who is who. Definitely, it has been like that in many occasions, where when the tough time comes, then people who are weak will not be able to stand the tough time. But I appreciate all Biafras who have been standing very strong in this very struggle, making things to be moving forward despite all the attack that we have received. And the one thing again, I just have to remind people before we proceed in this program is that we are in a battlefield, and a lot of people did not understand the kind of battle that we are fighting. It's not all the time that you will win. Sometimes there will be a time where you will also recorded casualty, but it all called to the attention to your drawing table. So whenever you record setback or record casualty, go back to your drawing table. Make sure you ratify what is the problems. Plan hard, plan solid. Make sure that every loopholes were closed. Then forge ahead. It applies to every aspect of life also. Thank you very much for bringing me into your program today. Hope I will spend some minutes with you and the prayer friends here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to have you. You know that you won the heart of Biafrans with your analysis and your presentations, and your absent is hugely felt. As a matter of fact, a lot of people who followed our program over the years. Many of them deviated in the course of event that happened and took place. Many of them, even turned out to become our enemies because they couldn't hold on to the belief. They thought that there is a shortcut to Biafra restoration. Many of them started supporting criminality. Many of them joined criminality. Some of them even started at some point abusing me that we I no longer share their viewpoint. And I said, I have always been your teacher. I will always be your teacher. You cannot tell me where to stand because I understand this struggle better than you. Most of them who said, "Oh, we think say you been get sense." Now we know say you no get sense because I didn't support their new adventure into the whatever they call the autopilot group and things like that. So we came to a point where we could no longer agree. But today, the result of the entire process is beginning to tell on its own. And Mazi, you knew what happened during the advent of autopilot and how everything ended. We don't want to go in that direction, but just a kind of reflection of the past because anybody who doesn't have a past does not have a future. So this reflection in most cases is also very important so that we'll be able to find a better future for ourselves. Mazi, today we have a situation where the two major political parties, the APC and PDP, have been declared terrorist organization by a Canadian court in Canada as a result of someone, a member of these two parties, probably who went to Canada to seek asylum. And we don't know what really played out, but Canadian court have declared APC and PDP a terrorist organization. And this had been issue that we've been dealing with for some time now. And I feel that we need to make impute analyzing some of these events because the problem we have is that we do not add importance to issues of great importance. We try to undermine, we try to downplay issues of great importance. But it is important that we break it down so that our people will understand the implication of this court ruling and the judgment for two major political parties who have held power since 1999 to be declared a terrorist organization. And we all know that they flip flop. Sometimes they are in PDP, sometimes PDP and APC are like conjoined twins who work together since 1999 until now. And we've seen the antecedent and we've seen the damage they have done to Nigeria, both the economy, both the coexistence, and they have vertically destroyed the relationship of average Nigerians within themselves. They have caused ethnic tensions. They have caused a lot of they have been involved in different forms of terrorism. And for a Canadian court to come up with this judgment, I think is something we must look into. So, in your own opinion, how do you look at this judgment from the Canadian court?
Yeah, actually, you know that I'm not a lawyer. And secondly, again, whatever things I will say here is my personal opinion. So, if I will relate what the court in Canada said to what we have been doing or what we have been saying as to regard to Nigerian government, to regard to the Nigerian ruling class, there is nothing different with what was declared in the court at Canada. This is what we have been letting the world to know about the Nigerian government and Nigerian as an entity. So now that the world has started recognizing our voice and our stand, then it is our duty to know that every effort we have been putting to, you know, to let the world know what these people are doing is have now started yielding fruit. And we need to understand it, that no matter how little effort we put to this very struggle to speak for the people who are voiceless, to represent people who are downtrodden, and people who are frustrated, and people who are facing death in Biafran land, to represent them in this struggle at every time has a very great advantage. We might say that today the court did not mention, the court in Canada did not mention IPOP or mentioned individuals who have been speaking up as to regard to the treatment and the human right abuse in Nigeria. But today, the court is saying it. The same voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the same voice of the millions of Biafrans who have been putting the world in notice that this is what is going into this is what is going on in Nigeria, and this is what Nigerian people are doing, and this is what they meant against Biafrans since 1967 till date. They have been killing Biafrans with their soldiers. They are even at this point hiring some private individuals going into Biafran land, killing people, you know, making destructions, destroying properties, and making life hard for the people of Biafra. So this is what we have been saying. And I want to encourage everyone who is standing in this path to continue speaking up, because the world is listening. And this is all we just need to do today for Biafrans. This is all we need to do for people who are dying in Biafran land. This is all we need to do. So if I will say my own opinion as to regard to what happened, there is no single there is no single politician in Nigeria today that is not a terrorist. All the politicians in Nigeria, because everybody who has operated at one time as a leader of Nigeria, or who wanted Nigeria to remain. This is the Nigeria that when you looked at the north, people are dying. These are Nigeria to held one Nigeria. This is the Nigeria that when you looked at the west, people are dying. This is Nigeria that when you looked at the east, at Biafran land, people are dying. And the reason for the death of these people are simply because some politicians wanted to hold one Nigeria just for their gain and for their profit. So anybody who is holding one Nigeria or who is playing a role as a politician in Biafran land or in Nigeria is actually the reason or the cause of the death, are the cause of the mayhem that is happening in Biafran land, destruction of life and property that is happening in Nigeria. Why shouldn't they be declared terrorists? Why? There is no reason. By the way, looked at the whole uh, uh, document that justify who is terrorist or not. Look at the whole law that declared who is terrorist or not. You will see that whatever that document contained, Nigerian politicians have actually did the same thing. Everything that is required to be declared a terrorist, they have done it. Should we started talking about what Wike did in Obibo? What Wike did in Obibo? Imagine if it's Wike who goes to Canada today to seek for asylum. Imagine if it's Wike who is standing in that court at Canada. Will they not declare him a terrorist? But in Nigeria, he is honorable. In Nigeria, he is honorable minister. But the person who has done what he did should be declared a terrorist. The same with almost all of them who has been in politics. The last time you will ever see anybody, any representative that is being elected to the federal level or state level, the last time you will ever see them or you will ever reach them or you ever hold them responsible is the only time they are campaigning for vote. After that, you cannot reach out to them. They decide what to do and what not to do. And if anybody confront them on their way, they will use police. So many people have died just because they tried to lay a complaint to the politicians. So many people today have died just because they decided to speak out. Okay, tell me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today that the politicians of Nigeria, APC break every treaty. They go against every law, every norm. They go against every agreement that bound nations. They travel like a thief in the night. They break every law just to break one man. So such government, how do you want a developed nation or nations that held the law? How did you want such nations to see them? When we tell people that these people, they are killers, these people, they are terrorists, they doubted us. Today is not me or you, Mazi Patrick, or even IPOP that is calling them terrorists. That the world is seeing exactly what they do. They travel to Kenya. They arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What have he done? What did he do? He only speak out. He only speak out against injustice. And these people have to ignore all the laws, and they went and picked him up and kidnapped him at Kenya. So if you are the judge in that court at Kenya, sorry, at Canada, won't you declare the APC government a terrorist? Which other people operate that way if not terrorists? Which other people doesn't observe the law, the treaty? Which other group of people that operate that way? It's only terrorists that operate that very way. That means that what we are doing is working. This voice, this small tiny voice that we are lending to the world about what is happening to Biafra is working. If they recognize APC and PDP as terrorists, and they stated every damn thing that they have done against human rights, tell me, among all those things that APC and PDP, that was stated about PDP and APC, tell me what are among those things, which one did Nigerian government, has Nigerian government not done against Biafrans? Why the Nigerian government should not also be declared a terrorist? Because everything that it was stated in that judgment against APC and PDP is the same thing they have done against Biafrans. So in moving forward, I'm just using this opportunity, and that is one of the reasons I'm appearing in this video, to encourage all Biafrans, to encourage all the individuals who are lending voice, who are speaking out against the injustice, against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, and the injustice against Ndi Igbo, Biafrans, everybody who is speaking in this very direction. I'm just using this opportunity to encourage you. You need to speak out more. You need to speak out more. The world is acknowledging. This is just caught in Canada. The world is acknowledging the terror that these people melt against the people of Nigeria and melt against Biafrans and the Igbo. Thank you, Mazi Pat.
Mazi Kenamge, thank you very much. I just hope that people are following us. I know it's a Sunday morning, and a lot of people are preparing to go to church. For those who goes to church, many people are probably still asleep. This program was not announced, and but most of the time we just come up because of the time frame to be able to drop the video out there, so that for those who would listen or follow us later can share. But I can tell you, I can guarantee that this is a live program, and very soon we'll also be opening the line for those who want to call in. Mazi, there is something you said that the message IPOB have been passing over the years have started to bear fruit. Are you trying to insinuate? Because I also said it yesterday that IPOB have contributed in exposing some of the anomalies, the ills, the criminality of the Nigerian state. Are you also reconfirming that IPOB is a contributory factor to the landmark judgment in Canada? Or maybe the judge probably is an IPOB member, who knows?
You know that we are in the new era. Everybody uses social media, and the possible means of communication this in this age, in this time, is social media. most of the news and um, most of the communication is happening in social media. And in the in the past, IPOP had make use of this social media to spread their messages. And again, by Nigeria breaking every law and treaty to go to Kenya and arrest Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, arrest or kidnap Mazin Nnamdi Kanu down to Nigeria, have also prompted a lot of people to begin to study about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, what he has been doing, what he has been saying. And it's not only IPOP. If you also watch social media in recent time, you will see that people has begin to compare Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, what Mazin Nnamdi Kanu says, predicted, and the
what is
happening
happening?
of the days and the
Yes.
happenings. So what have he said that has not happened? I don't know if you are getting me. So as the only possible means somebody who is sitting in Canada as a judge could be able to know, could be able to notice, or could be able to acknowledge that this is what APC and PDP did, it must definitely be by the means of people trying to um, trying to update, by the reason of people coming to social media to speak out,
And
by the
present
reason of,
evidence. So
yeah,
evidence
and
online.
presenting their evidences in the video. Remember during the NSAS, there is some of the NSAS happenings that the only informations that the Western world and all these developed nations could be able to lay hands are those informations that come from the live streaming videos from the events. So, and they also, the informations they held is the what people has used social media to communicate to the world.
Let's not forget that even the DJ, that young lady, the DJ was Switch or whatever, the DJ Switch, who also carried out some of the analysis on the ground during the NSAS, also sought asylum in Canada as we speak. She is also in Canada. Does it mean
Yes.
that she must have also, in a way or the other, through her own asylum report, influenced the judgment? Because it could be possible that she must have made great presentations with her asylum request, because she also sought asylum and she is presently in Canada, Mazi.
Everything counts. Everything, every activities that actually expose what the Nigerian government and the APC government, PDP government, everything that expose what they are doing contributed to that judgment. Remember, the judge who was in that court might maybe have not traveled to Africa. Talking of traveling to Nigeria, the all information they got is this little job that some people like you and some others were doing, updating the social media. And this is what IPOP has been known of. This is the job that IPOP has been doing over the years. This is the job that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has been doing before he was kidnapped from Kenya, putting the world on notice. So this is not an era where you can look at people and say they don't have voice. Social media has given us voice. Social media has given all the people who have been suffering under the government, under Nigerian government, under the Nigerian government. Social media has given them voice. So the image of the world that people are seeing today, that the outside world are seeing today, the image of Nigeria that the outside world is seeing today is what we are presenting Nigeria to be in social media. There is nothing, the way people sees Nigeria today, there is nothing different from what Nigerians have been over the years in social media. So that is why I link it to the work that IPOP is doing, because IPOP has always remained consistent on this, of which some people will come with attack. Country, I see some of them when I go to your comment, I say this your online country, online country. But today, you can see what the online country has achieved, because a Rome is not built on a day. You know, I don't want to deviate. Do you understand? Or to come to the to come to analyze the struggle of Biafra, where we are, what has been happening, and the reason why so many people has fall over and so many people have compromised. You know, that is not exactly what I've come to do today, because if actually the Biafrans are here today to listen to us today, if I will go in that directions to be able to analyze to Biafrans what has been happening and why things happen the way it happens, it will help us to appreciate the effort that we have been putting over the years. There is no place where it is written or where it is calculated that this is one particular act or this is the one particular thing that we have to do today for Biafra to come. There is no place where it is also calculated that it is this very present generation that will restore Biafra or will make Biafra to come. There is nowhere it has been calculated that very way. All we are doing is putting effort, because we needed to put the effort required for now for Biafra to come. If we have failed to put effort right now, at the effort required for us to put now, then if Biafra will be restored tomorrow, or if Biafra will be restored by next year, Biafra can be delayed for not being restored if we have refused to put the effort we're supposed to put today. If everybody has compromised, if everybody have decided to drop the struggle, the Biafra may not come at the time when he's supposed to come. Because at this very point, you can never argue or you can never disagree that there is a possibility for one to wake up one day and the whole nation of the world will just be begging us, who has been agitating for Biafra, even the Nigerian government who is insisting that we will not have referendum, we cannot leave the country. You can never rule out that one day you will just wake up and everybody is just begging us to go with Biafra. You cannot rule it out. If you have not ruled out that a court today, as we are standing, a court today can stand up boldly and declare APC and PDP a terrorist organization. If that have not been ruled out, never you ruled out that tomorrow or next year, never rule out that the world might
That
just
the
be
same
begging
that the
us
same Canada can still stand up and recognize Biafra.
and recognize Biafra. Never you rule it out. But what will make that time to come? What will make that unexpected? to happen is just this little effort you are doing, that you are feeling like things were not moving fast, that you are feeling like it's taking time, it's taking long for Biafra to come. This your little effort will has accumulated and have given boldness to a court in Canada to stand up and declare APC and pronounce that APC and PDP are terrorist organizations. That is it. So this little effort of little update with your phone, life with your phone, reporting the killing, reporting all the evil that the government is melting against people. All your report in NSAS, all your report in Obibo, all your report in Biafran land, the killing of Biafrans, all your report about what happens in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house with the military. Those reports contributed to what happened in that court. If that little report could make what happened in that court to happen, that means that one day, as we are living, you will just wake up and they will tell you that the whole nation of the world, that most of the nation, powerful nation like Britain, like America, they are asking us to go with Biafra. And you wake up and Nigeria will say enough, let Biafra go, and they will be the one. It's just like Mazi, when we started this, when this struggle started, a lot of people call us different names, miscreant, call us all frustrated people, people who doesn't have job. But the same message that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu preached then, and the same message that IPOP has been preaching, and they have remained consistent in that message. Who are those that are preaching that message today? Who are those? Is it not those politicians who seem to disagree? Who said, oh, what they are saying is just frustrated people, but the most people who is preaching Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in the prison today, who is in the detention today, the people who is preaching his messages are most of those politicians who seems to be disagreeing. People today who complain that Nigeria is not one, Nigeria is divided, who has not, who have not, that Nigeria is not functioning as a country, who is preaching those messages today.
But Mazi, we even have some people who were antagonizing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the time. His biggest critics are even writing open apology letter to him to say, we didn't see, we didn't know, please forgive us, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we are sorry for criticizing you in the past.
But that is exactly the thing. The Mazi, why I'm here today is because so many, so many Biafrans has already have this kind of mindset that there is that mighty man or mighty woman sitting somewhere that will bring Biafra to them, that will just one day say, hey, this is Biafra, take it. But there is nothing like that. The only person that can make it to happen, that will make Biafra to come tomorrow or next, is you who wanted Biafra. If you can be able to continue and remain consistent no matter the challenges. Okay, let's take this our struggle now, the struggle for Biafra. Let's take it if this is a conventional war, if it is a physical war that is happening. Let's use Ukraine and Russia as an example, or use Israel and Iran, the one that just happened previously. Let's use them as an example. Israel has a target. Iran also has an target, a target. Russia has a target, and Ukraine has target. As Ukraine is trying to hit Russia, destroying some of their strategic places, the same way that Russia is also targeting Ukraine. There might be casualty in both sides, but that does not mean at the point of having casualty in your fight that the fight has come to an end, that one need to surrender, or one need to compromise, or one need to go to blame game. You are the reason why they bomb this area, they bomb this area. No, that is a sign of weakness. And nobody who wanted to win a war that can expose himself or herself to that very kind of weakness. As you are targeting that Nigeria will let you go, Nigeria also is targeting on the worst they can do to you that will make you never to talk about Biafra today. And they are succeeding in some individual people, in some individuals' life. Because all they wanted is to make you, to push you to that point where you will compromise.
Even to
Where
imagine, even to the extent of criminalizing you, just like we also
criminal,
see
that
Russia and Ukraine calling each other criminals.
exactly. So they will do everything because they know what you want. And you are not the very first person that have requested for Biafra or have declared Biafra. In 1967, Biafra was declared. Then the whole world marched together and they marched against that declaration of Biafra. They fought a suicidal war against Biafrans. They killed children. They bombed markets. Why are they causing that so much pain to people during that very war? It's not because they want to kill all those children that they caused them, they took away food from them. It's not because they want to kill. They wanted to frustrate those people who are fighting the war, who declare Biafra. They want to force them to submission. They want to force them to submission. They want them to give up. They want them to surrender. So because of that, they will cause you pain. They will cause you pain. And they introduce divide and rule. And they introduce a strategy of blame game among yourself. So, in order to penetrate your strategies, in order to dislodge your strategies, and that is why anytime I read my Bible, it reflects direct to my life, because the Bible says that those that know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do mighty things. Because the day you embarked on a journey is the same day that whatever that will make that thing not to happen, whatever that will make you not to reach your destination, the same day that you started a journey is the same day that something was born to stop you from making that journey to the end. Like I say to people who fall in love, falling in love is not a problem. But how much determination have you make to remain in love? Because people fall in love today and they fall out of love tomorrow. Because they have not made their mind They have not made up their mind how much time they want to remain in love. The struggle of Biafra is like people on the war front. Sometimes there will be casualties. You don't need to be confused. The reason your opponent, the reason the people, the forces you are fighting, introduce those strategies of pain, frustration, is just because they wanted to frustrate you. They want you to lose balance. They come with distractions. They want you to stop focusing because they know that the little thing you are doing with your phone in social media is actually going to bring them to the point for a court in Canada to declare them a terrorist. They know, and they will do everything just to stop you from doing that which you are doing, that are being profitable. And some of us will ask ourselves, since we stop doing the right thing, how much um, advancement have we made? What have we gained? What have we achieved? How much achievement have we made since you stopped doing the right thing that you are doing? Since you joined the blame game, since you deviated from the IPOP structure, since you have made yourself one man's sword that comes to dictate what the leadership of IPOP will be doing at this moment and what they have not been doing at this moment. Since you have made yourself one man government to dictate what should be done and what not to be done, how much achievement have you made? That means indirectly you have been bought by your enemies, because the time you are doing the little one you are doing, you are making progress, you are making achievement. But since that time you become destructive, since the time you become distracted and become destructive and become the government of your own and break out of the chains of command, how many things have you achieved? How many things have you achieved? Compare it with when you aligned with the struggle. Compare it with when you are doing what you are asked to do, what you are able to achieve that time, and what you are achieving now. And then you will, if you compare it, then you will realize that you are playing, that you are just playing in the hand of your enemies, in the hand of the same people who have subjected you into the condition that has pushed so many of you into prostitution, that have pushed so many of you into into criminalities, that have pushed so many of you into committing crime. So this is what we need to understand about the struggle for Biafra. That if it's possible for today for a court to boldly say that these people, they are terrorists, and they pointed out what they melted against people, that means that the little update you are updating us to regard to what Nigeria has become, to what they are doing against Biafra, is also playing in the eyes of the world. That one day without you carrying gun to go to the market to start killing pregnant women who are selling ugu leaf, that without you committing the crime that you are committing today, with the sense that you are making Biafra to come quick, that Nigeria will stand up one day and said, take your Biafra and go. If you have remained consistent. If you have stopped being destructive as you are today, a tree doesn't make a forest. So, Mazi, what I'm trying to point out in your program today is that people who are doing this effort that makes Canada to see the evil that these politicians is doing against their people. The people who has made this effort for the world to be able to speak out in that direction, they should be encouraged. They should be encouraged. And if you are one of them who has been making this effort to make the world see how Biafrans are dying, to make the world to see how Nigerians have been maltreating Biafra. And today you are making that effort, and today you have left the line of that action, and you have deviated, and you have started doing something else that is making the world, that is closing the eyes of the world towards what is happening in Biafran land. If you are among them who has deviated, I will use this program to encourage you that you need to come back. You need to come back. You need to shake those days that you are doing the right thing that Canada court is saying today. Because at that time, when some of you will come on the social media educating the world about the terrorism of these parties, you thought the world were not seeing you. You thought they are not taking notice of your um, of what you are saying. But today you can see that very soon, if you said you are Nigerian politicians, they will ask you which party you belong. If you said you are from PDP, they will say go back. They will not be able to even travel anywhere. They will all be shut down in Nigeria. Because I'm telling you that another court is going to stand on that judgment, on that pronunciation.
Yeah, Mazi, that is the question I wanted to ask you. What are the possibilities? Because what we are trying to point to our people is that for Canada to have taken this bold step, what are the possibilities? Because that there are also possibilities that other countries are going to study and look into this judgment to make their own resolutions. Mazi.
Mazi is not about other countries has to. The fact is that other civilized countries have already saw it in that direction. It's only that this very particular court summoned courage. It's only that a circumstances make this court to be the one that comments in that very direction. But that is just that thing that you saw that happened at Canada, that pronouncement that PDP and APC is a terrorist organization. That thing that happened is just the way that the world is seeing these parties. They will not be able to proscribe all the people in Nigeria. They will not be able to say that all people in Nigeria are terrorists. But they have already singled out. That means from
99.
1999 till date, that everybody who has been in the corridor of power in Nigeria, who has come through PDP and the APC, definitely the world sees them as a terrorist. The world see them. And that is just what it is. And this court have taken the bold step to do it, to say it. Definitely, you will be hearing that judgment from social, because the way judgment, court judgment goes is that one court make reference to another court.
And they use also other judgment to pass future judgment.
To
Judgment of the
declare,
past are also used as point of reference.
yes. So it is true that Nigeria is not existing as a country. And if Nigeria is not existing as a country, that means that Biafra will be liberated. That means that Biafra will be announced. That means that Biafra is coming.
Now,
So,
Mazi, wait, before we go to that angle, there is a question I want to ask you. I'm not trying to cut you off, but this question is very, very important. Today, we saw America granting a $349 million arms deal, a kind of supply arm, precision missile, and a lot of military equipment to Nigeria under an APC government. So, do we now say that this judgment can also be presented to an American court to stop this arm deal, considering the fact that the Canadian court have declared APC a terrorist organization, which means any arm that is coming into Nigeria under the APC-led government is funding terrorism.
yeah, coming to that very deal, the particular deal that you mentioned, you know that this same APC government, there was a time, I think in before 2019, when they attempt to have an arm dealing with America. It was delayed because of the same thing that this court pronounced. It is not today that this issue of this noticing that the government of the day is performing the act
It's
of
involved in
terrorism,
terrorism, yes.
involved in terrorism. So it's not today. Okay. But you know that they have their lobbies and they have their money all the time. They will be able to secure a deal. But in the real sense, I'm just assuring you that they already, in all the developed world, they have already been recognized as organization that participate in terrorism. So there is nothing that will save their face at this very point. I don't know if you are getting me.
Mm-hmm,
If
mm-hmm.
America is arming the APC today, they are arming the APC with the consciousness that APC involves in terrorism. I don't know if you are getting my point.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They are arming them with the sense that this is exactly what these people are doing. So probably it could be that, okay, we recognize you as terrorists, but because we must sell our ammunition, then we are selling our ammunitions to you to continue your terrorism work against Biafrans, against Nigerians. I don't know if you are getting me.
Mazi, I'm following. Go ahead.
So that is exactly what is happening. It does not clear out that even America went into arm dealing today with the APC government, does not rule out that these people has already been picked up. They have already been picked up. That this is what they stand for. Do you understand? Then it's all left for all of us to secure life and property in that in that country. And how do we do it? Is to speak up. So many of us who are doing the good job of trying to uh, to put the world on notice of what Nigeria uses the arm to do, of trying to to give an update of what is happening, what Nigeria is doing. So many of us who are doing it, so many people who are doing it, have already given up. And as you get up, nothing will change. That you fought today, you break your hand, does not mean that when you stop, then Nigeria will become good. Or Nigeria will go back and they started treating people the way they should be treating, or treating life the way it should be treated, or recognize human rights. So it's a call for everyone who is speaking to continue speaking up. Because that is what they are as of today. That is the news for today. As of today, as long as nothing has set aside that judgment, or have set aside that pronouncement of that
Yes.
court, yeah, as long as nothing has set it aside, that simply means that this is the picture of APC and PDP. This is the picture. Whether they are going into arm dealing with America does not solve it, does not wipe it away. Do you understand? Does not wipe it away. If APC, we wanted anything to start wiping away whatever thing that accumulated to the point of the court in Canada to call them a terrorist group, if they will want to wipe it out, they will start first of all by returning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya. And they will set a standard to the world that they are ready to respect human rights. They will release all the Biafrans that are held in their prisons. They will start doing a compensation, compensating families that they kill their family members unjustly. The 28th member of IPOP that they killed in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's home, the day they visited his home with no reasons. They should start compensating. They will start obeying every court judgment. Every court judgment. What APC has to do to be able to retrieve that image that that court in Canada has given to them, what they need to do to retrieve that image, I don't think they can afford it at this time. It doesn't matter who they are dealing with. This is their picture. And anybody can use that judgment anywhere in the world against APC, because that is who they are. If it's not, that is not what they are, they should start doing it the other way around. They should release all the political prisoners.
Mazi, you know that we have been shouting that APC is a terrorist organization. You know, we've been saying it, looking at the activities over the years. But we didn't know that foreign countries and institutions, global institutions, are taking note of some of these messages we've been passing. We've been saying that the activities, including the activities of Boko Haram and some of these ISWAP, we've also seen politicians being accused of sponsoring this terrorist organization, but their names were never mentioned. Mazi, go ahead.
Yes, Mazi Patrick. Here we are today, talking about Nigerian government and the government of the day in Nigeria, APC and PDP, who has ruled Nigeria from 1999 till date. And a court in Canada recognizes these two organizations due to the abuse of human rights human rights violations which they have participated on, the killing in Obibo, which the world took notice of, the killing of Biafra all over Biafran land, the insecurity that APC have sponsored. All these things are accumulated together through the update that people have been given in a social media. So, and a court in Canada recognizes them as terrorists, mentioning their actions and activities. And that is what we are talking about today. And we are saying that these people who is in APC and in PDP are those who are recognized as the leaders of Nigerian government. So if they are the leaders of Nigerian government and the court has declared them that their actions and activities are the activities and the actions of terrorism, that simply means that Nigerian government is a terrorist government. And we need to speak out, and we need to give the world evidence on this. And one of the evidence I'm giving the world today is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. They came there, they didn't follow the procedure, they kidnapped him, break all the laws, all the treaties in which Nigeria were included. They break it and they kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, even a court in the same country has already discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they put a permanent seal that no court in Nigeria, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for what Nigeria has done to him at Kenya, that he should not stand in any court in Nigeria for judgment. But today, what is happening? They are taking him to the High Court. These are the things that when the world looked at it, they will see no other people, no other government could behave this way except a terrorist government, except a government that does not abide on the rule of law. There is no other group of people, organization that will allow themselves to do such thing except organizations who have already declared themselves a terrorist. It's only a terrorist group that involved in kidnapping. It's only a terrorist group that does not obey court orders. It's only a terrorist group that could go to a place and having the mass killing that they are having in Igbo land. Every other government, every other legitimate government that is not terrorist will like to protect the life of their citizens. We like to support and listen to their citizens. But a government that does not support their citizens, rather being a government that enforced the killing of their citizens, should be recognized the way the APC and PDP are being recognized as terrorists. And there is no two ways about it. That is how it should be. And if they are the one now speaking on our behalf, That means we have already put in enough work in place. That means we have given the world enough evidence to act. That means we have supplied the world with enough evidence for them to see that Nigeria did not mean well, that Nigeria are not ruling as a government, rather they are operating as terrorists. So these are the point where everybody who has been doing this effort must stand up and continue, because the world should also need more evidence. We should do for more. Mazi Patrick, thank you. I appreciate you
Yeah,
giving me the
man.
opportunity to
Yeah,
speak in this
talking
program.
about talking about evidence. We've seen also Amnesty report in these past few days about the human rights violations that were carried out by the military or the Nigerian security forces, and they are pretending as if they don't know what Amnesty is talking about. Amaz, we've seen reports in this past 1 week, Amnesty bringing out evidence and report against the Nigerian security forces, the way they handled uh, the Ndi Igbo, the way they handled the issue of Biafra, the way they killed IPOB members violently without any recourse, Mazi. Do we also have to keep making this presentation to the world to see? Because this one now is a neutral body that is making presentations on, of things that happened,
And that
especially
is,
to Biafra.
yeah, Maz, in responding to your questions, this is what I have said earlier to Biafrans and said their efforts is not in vain. We have to put more effort. If people have not been speaking up, this this could have not happened. But because people has been speaking out, it's not because we hated anyone, but because we want to save life. We want Biafrans, we want Africa to get better. We want Africa to grow. We want the economy of Africa to grow. And it's simple. That is the reason why we want Biafra. Because we need a strong nation with strong economy in Africa to be able to put Africa in the map, to be able to grow Africa. We need a country in Africa that is law abiding. We need a country in Africa that have a successful democracy that will be able to prosper Africa. And we have looked at it. We have looked at it from every angle, and we have seen that Nigeria can never reach that position because they are not functioning as a nation. They are not functioning as a nation. We have so many evidence against them. They are not functioning. How they are sponsoring the terrorists, how they are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. The evidence is there. How much we are divided. Tribalism, the level of tribalism in Nigeria. We know in so many places of the world, there is also the issue of tribalism in some other countries that are also doing well. But that is not just what we are complaining. That is just one out of the million complaints. Lack of the presence of the federal government in the southeast.
Yeah, but in Nigeria, tribalism has been politicized. Mazi, that is the major issue here. That even PDP and APC are using tribalism as a tool to win election.
That is true. Like as you talk about election, there have never been election in Nigeria. All they have in Nigeria, they always have in Nigeria is selection. Though they will put that picture of election, they put that picture of democracy, and you know that they have never been a democracy in Nigeria. They have never been an election in Nigeria. They all have selection. Whosoever that some group of people gather together and make a decision that they are going to hand a power over is who get the power. So other things that they are just trying to do with tribalism and the politics is just to cause confusions among people. But the fact remains, Tinubu is their president today. Is it because the people want Tinubu to be a president? No, it's just because some group of people have gathered and they have decided that the only person that they can be able to trust to hand over the power today is Tinubu. Mazi,
The
your
person that
voice.
can serve, yeah, the person that can serve their interest.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what is happening. But our problem is bigger than that. Our problem as a Biafrans is that we need a country that is law abiding. We need a country that advances the cause of Africa. We need a country where life and properties is protected. We need a country where human rights is respected. We need a country where we can be confident, that this is our country, where tribalisms will not be playing major role in the politics. So we want a country where we can call our own. That is what we want. We want a country where our life will be saved, not a country where government will use their agencies to be destroying life and property. And that is what Nigeria is doing. And that is why people have started voicing out to the extent of the court, calling this group of men and women and their organization as terrorists. So we want modern Nigerian election. We want modern Nigerian politics. And that is Biafra, a country that we will call our own, a country that will protect our life and our properties, and not what we have today in Nigeria. Thank you, Mazi Patrick.
Opening the line for those, the line is now open for those who want to call in. Those who want to call in can call in at this point. The number is on the screen, +39 388 177 9665. Mazi Solomon, I'll be taking another of your song. In recent time, you have produced series of songs dedicated to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want to first, while we wait for the calls to come in, I want to take this song. Then we'll discuss the inspiration behind this song, Mazi. We will be waiting for calls. This is Mazi Solomon on the mic.
Yeah, them no knock door, no trial, no papers, no warning sign. Just from neck, skin cross borderline. As we no thief, as we no kill. Why are no soldiers? The storm is hill. 28 souls, blood soak the floor. Tell me what justice mean anymore. You the fear is truth, but truth no die. From Umwaya to how we cry. Igbo blood they flow like stream. Biafran dream they burn with steam. All mask lies, now waiting with a face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, no be sin. Now our right we dey fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with a hear. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. On mask life, oh. Them bring mask witness, na fake show. But when them come kill, them face they glow. Soldier no wear mask when bullets fly. Them things say the world, no they watch sky. He run for him life, who no go run? 28 gun, them shoot like fun. No peace for people, we no get name. But Biafra no they play that game. We rise for the fallen, we shout for the chain. Even if he pain, we go remain. One America, you see the score. How long this silence go last for? Unmasked lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, don't be seen. Now our right we they fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with a yeah. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. Unmasked lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, don't be seen. Now our right we they fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with a yeah. Justice cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time. Hey, hey, come must come. In Biafra we stand till the very last drum. Witness, na fake show. But when them come kill, them face they glow. Soldier no wear mask when bullets fly. Them things say the world no they what sky. He run for him life, who no go run? 28 gun, them shoot like fun. No peace for people, we no get name. But Biafra no they play that game. We rise for the fallen, we shout for the chain. Even if it pain, we go remain. One America, you see this call. How long this silence go last for? Unmasked lies, now waiting with their face. Them cover crime, but we know erase. Self-determination, no be seen. Now our rights we they fight to win. Mazikanu chained by fear, but his voice still loud with a yeah. Just cry and truth go shine. Freedom must come in God's own time.
Mazi Solomon.
Thank you.
In this
Thank you,
song,
Master.
there is there is something you said, and that brings us also to the Canada judgment that people were killed in Mazin Namde Kano's house, and they try to erase those scenes, but they don't know say the world they watch the sky. So is it part of the the Canadian judgment that we are seeing today, labeling APC, PDP, terrorism? Is it part of this? Does it music also tell the story of the world seeing what is happening, even though they are trying to clean the evidence, but the world is watching?
That is exactly what I've been consistently saying in this very program. That everything you are doing to be able to put the world on notice as to regard to the treatment of the treatment that Nigerian government melt against Biafra. That any evidence you are putting out there to put the world on notice is not going for nothing. The world is watching your evidence, no matter how much Nigerians try to cover up, no matter how much they have tried to clean the crime scene. Definitely a court will rise up from somewhere one day and declare exactly what they are. And that is the thing. In this very song, if you listen attentively on the reading, I mentioned clearly there that Nigeria, because to start with, the topic or This music is named on Mark's witness. But Mazi Patrick, after listening to the song, he said this song should be called Mass Witness. So now, when you see what Nigerian government is doing, you will discover that it is intentionally planned. When they came to Biafran land up to today, you see soldiers with gun. You will see them with weapon. When they come to kill people, nobody is wearing masks. Now, which crime is greater than the other? When you come to kill the people, when you come to burn Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house, kill 28 people in his house, you are not wearing masks. But the day they call you on witness, the day they call you, okay, come and bear the witness. You say that this man, you are not wearing masks. You went to his house to kill people. The day you are not wearing masks. Now come and bear witness. And after that, you say he's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. You charge him on a terrorist count charges. Now come and bear witness. You are not carrying gun. Oh. You are in a courtroom. It's not like you are in a marketplace or in open place that the time you are carrying gun. But now, only witness, you cover your face with marks. Who they deceive who? People who come to kill, their face is not covered. But when they come to bear witness, they cover their face. You see, they are not straight. That shows they are doing everything to cover their crime. They are doing everything to cover their shame. But even despite all they are doing to cover their shame, all things they do to cover their crime, still a court in Canada will still boldly say you are a terrorist organization. Who make it happen? You. You who has been giving update, who were streaming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, these days, people like when they see news from Nigeria, they will pass. But people are taking notice of those updates you are giving on social media as to regard to what is happening in Biafran land. Those witness, the world is taking notice of it. So even if no matter how much they try to cover it by covering their face, coming to the court for false witness, the world is still watching. The world is still following them, understanding that nobody could have acted the way they acted except a terrorist organization, a terrorist government. So that is what the song is all about. They came to kill our people, 28 people. They killed them like it's for fun. They just flat people. They kill people like people who went to the market square to drink kai kai. And they don't care, and they didn't cover their face. Come and say the witness. Come and bear witness. Come and say what you say this man has committed. They started wearing masks. So they thought they can cover their face, and because they cover their face, the world will cover their crime. And another inspiration again in that very song that every one of us have to take home is that Biafra will come at God's own time. And what is God's own time? God's own time is this very time that God has given us the power, the energy, the social media, the AI. He has given us a lot of tools. That is the God time. A lot of tools to continue to expose Nigerian government for Biafra to come. That responsibility, the responsibility of bringing Biafra into existence is in our power. by using all the tools, by using all the weapons that God has armed us with, and stop distracting ourselves in social media, and stop gossiping over things that should not, and stop playing blame game. It doesn't matter. Human beings are bound to make mistake. Every one of us, one time in our life, has make a mistake. And there is no perfect plan. There's nothing like a perfect plan. There's nothing like a perfect plan. That is why, if you are listening to the legend Chief Ostos Adebe song, who sang about Agadi Nwanyị and the Inine. Inine na-eche ihe ọ ga-eme agadi nwanyị na-eche ihe ọ ga-eme inine. Stop blame game. Stop blaming game. Face the situation. There's nobody that is the reason why the situation is the way it is. If anybody has planned it the way you thought it should be planned, there will still be human mistakes. There is no perfect plan. Nothing like a perfect plan. So we must continue making effort. That's what will cause Biafra to come. We must line up, because our problem over the years that we don't have a governing body that organize us as a people. That is the problem we have. Biafra will not be restored by individual. It must be all of us coming together, make mistake, learn from our mistake, and plan for a better future and move on. It's not about us coming together and being perfect man and perfect woman with perfect plans. No, it is by us coming together, making our mistake, learning from our mistake, and forging ahead. That is the only way. So that is the inspiration in that song. Biafra will come in God's own time. And God's own time is for you to continue to do the good job that you are doing, that will make the world to see the reason to support Biafra. Peaceful negotiation, lying with each other. We must not agree. We must all not agree at once, but we must have reason to move on, despite wherever we have our difference. Despite where we have our difference, we must have reason to move on. We must have reason to hold to our vision. We must have reason to hold to our ideology. Because that oh, sorry, Mazi.
Consistency, yeah, Mazi.
That consistency is what will make Biafra to come in God's own time. And as we continue, God will help every one of us. Leave your differences. Anytime you come together, don't project yourself. Don't project your own ideology. Don't project your own individual opinion, individual idea. Once you come together, everything you have, put it in a table. At the end of the day, let your ideology be what everybody has agreed on. Let your opinion be everything that everybody has agreed on, not on individual basis. Don't make yourself the enemy of Biafra. Don't make yourself the enemy of the people. Never you close the mouth that is speaking against the injustice that is melt against the voiceless. Never you shut that door. Continue to speak on. Continue doing the good work. Bring all your work together. Compare all your work. What you are doing now and what you are doing before. Which one has more achievement? Because that is the only way you can be able to make the right decision. If what you are doing now is more of setback, more of lost of friends or other things, please leave it. Go back to your root. Start doing the good thing that you are doing before. Continue to speak for the people who could not speak for themselves. Continue to put the word on notice over what Nigerians are doing against Biafra. These are the ones that I have seen in this social media that has more achievement than arguing with each other, fighting each other, blaming each other. If we can be able to do something better than what we are doing now, Biafra will come in God's time. And that will be definite, because God has given us all that it takes, all that it will take to restore Biafra. And as we continue to do it, definitely, the leaders will continue to emerge. Voices will continue to emerge, because the only reason why voices, leaders are not emerging is because they are waiting to hear your voice. They are waiting to hear you continue doing the good work. They are waiting for those good work you have been doing before you start playing in the hand of the enemies. I know why I'm hammering on this, because there is people who has come in this social media and they started doing a good work as to regard to speaking out against the injustice that were met against Biafra. And everybody were hailing them. And everybody were getting interested to hear more. But at the long last, they deviated. They started struggling for leadership. They started struggling to be the one noticed, be the one giving command, be the one directing people. They left the structure that everybody has agreed, everybody has come together to build. I did not say we should not have such a difference. But even in the midst of such differences, we should have a reason to know that the collective effort is better than individual opinion. Some of them who left that thing that they're supposed to be doing and they fall out, where are they today? There is one that I had last time speaking against Nnamdi Kanu, speaking against IPOP. And this is the one they normally call hardcore, formidable. But today they are no more formidable. Today they are not hardcore. They have abandoned, and once such thing happened, the people who are fighting to disorganize, to disarmed Biafra, to disorganize IPOP, they will be feeling like they are achieving their targets. They will just look at you and say one is out. They will target somewhere. When that person fumbled, they said another one is out. Just compare your work. When you are doing the right thing, when you are being the good guy, doing the right thing, compare what you use that time to achieve and what you are using this time now that you have fallen out. You see, they follow Igbos, they follow You see the follow IPOP as your enemies. Since you started fighting against the structure of IPOP, fighting against the leadership of IPOP, how much have you achieved? How much achievement
The
have
number
you?
is on the screen, guys. The number is on the screen for those who want to call in. Call in now. Not be say later on. I will contact say they no give an opportunity. Plus 3938817796665. Mazi, go ahead. We've seen a lot of people who have decided to go apart. Rather than going apart, they have even decided to fight against the struggle that they at some point supported. And Mazi, you start to question, were they never convinced in the first place before they joined, or they just came in to do some experiment?
Mazi, what really happened is that anything we see in this struggle is not new. It's not new in the way human race, um, in the way that human race go. It's always happen in most of organization, apart from IPOP. It happens in different places where people have to disagree, where people has to argue against the structure. Even in so many countries, still people still argued that some of the constitutions and the law of that country is not favorable to them. There is still critics. There is still people who are disagreeing with each other. But disagreement is not my problem. It's not my challenge because it's just a way of feedback. It's just a way of also motivating the leadership or motivating the people who are in a positions to make change. But giving yourself to the hand of the enemy, to the hand of the opposition, is what I do not like from people. If I decided to do something differently, genuinely, then I can do it without pulling down the effort that other people has also genuinely put together. I can do it. I can rise and say, no, I don't want to do it the way the IPOP members are doing it. Then I want to do it differently. Then, if I want to do it differently and I don't want to play in the hands of the enemy of the people, then I can still put 100% effort to what I wanted to do without pulling down what others have already labored to build up. That is just my point. And so many people also who started it in a different way, that is very neutral, that is doing it in a different way, you will, when you compare when they are genuinely doing something and now that they deviated to something else, you compare what they have been able to achieve when they are doing it genuinely and what they are achieving when they are doing it in the hands of the enemies. You will discover that they achieve less when they are playing in the hand of the enemy, introducing blame game, introducing blackmailing, and all that. I don't know if you are getting my point, Manzi.
Mazi, your message is very, very clear.
So I'm really in support if people wanted to do something differently, but not with an intention to pull down what others has labored for. Because we need to understand that the highest people you can ever line up with, or the highest people the highest creation you can ever coordinate with in this life is human being. Because human being is made up of so many chemicals that is reacting in their body. For the matter of fact, what you ate this afternoon could be reason why you are thinking the way you are thinking. could be the reason why you are
certain
saying what
certain
you are saying.
decisions
Yeah,
certain
you are taking
decisions are
certain
made.
decisions. Just imagine for people who are taking mkpuru, people who are taking uh other substance.
You dey smoke igbo.
Yes. So yes. So that's why they are very different. As me and you were facing today, maybe you have eaten something that is making you thinking the way. It's not you as a person with fine face that I'm looking now, but something is reacting in you. So human beings, they are always a difficult things to coordinate. That's why so many nations are very strict with the with their governing system. Do you understand? They are very strict with it because that is the only way everybody can be saved. That is the only way everybody can comply. So IPOP, it has been a long time. Remember the first critics against IPOP everywhere. It doesn't have structure. It doesn't have structure. It's not structured. Now, IPOP has projected their structure, command and control. Now, people are saying command and control is very slow. Do you understand me? There have never a stage where human being now to articulate a organized system that will help to coordinate the people. People, still some group of people rise up against it. Do you understand? So they don't want us to follow the command and control. They don't want the command and control structure to remain. They will tell you that structure is this and that and that. And when the people criticize, they don't have everywhere like they don't have structure. So human beings are very hard. And the people who are saying what they're saying, it might be the reason why they are acting the way they are acting, fighting the leadership, fighting the structure, might because maybe they are not eating a good food. So therefore, for eating a wrong food, for taking impulumili, or for taking something that is not actually reacting well with their body, they are now making a wrong decisions. They are now saying the wrong things, and then that is why.
Yes, Mas, we have also seen, not to cut you off, we've also seen some blame game in that areas of the legal team where we saw some publications blaming Mike Ozekome and Ifeanyi Ejiofor for for not doing whatever in 2021 and all the judgment. And how do you reconcile this situation where the present legal team are blaming the former legal team over a judgment that how do you reconcile? Is it also part of the Bulumili phenomenon?
Mazi, there is something you need to understand, that there is even in our local families, even in our immediate families. My daughter here used to play politics game. Everything that will be for her benefits. She knows how to play the politics. She knows how to play blame game. Even here, when you caught her on something, she will point her sister. She will say, "It's her sister. It's her sister who did it. She never did it because she's running away from punishment, or she's running away from being blamed."
From taking
You're taking
responsibility.
responsibility. So it's the same. Never you think that there is a stage where we maybe our face is looking old, and because our face are looking old, we have left those blaming game that we grow up with. Every family, everywhere, politics involved, everywhere. Do you understand me? Yeah. So in every game that people are doing, they always include that political aspect of their lives. Do you understand? That blaming game of their, whenever, instead of them being caught, or instead of them taking responsibility of things, they will want to shift the responsibility to someone else. They want to play a blame game. So it's always the issues. Do you understand me? And that is why I'm calling everybody to be consistent. Consistent in such a way that when you see things that is not right, speak out for it. Do you understand me? Call it out. Speak out. Mention that this thing is not right. Do you understand me? It doesn't matter who wanted to play the game, because once it's a game, you are endangering some people's life. That means that very particular things cannot is not reliable. It cannot be trusted because you are playing game on it. So it's not reliable. Somebody's life could be online. Do you understand me? Why you are playing game, why you are playing politics. So that is why once you dictate that whosoever it is that is actually playing game with something that people's life lies on, that's something that could put other people's in danger, you should speak out against it. It doesn't matter who is involved, but there is a way to speak out. So most times what I saw here in line is that most times when people want to call people out just because they want to be loud, or just because they want every other people to line with their own opinion, they will start adding substance to the truth. And once a truth is compromised, it's no more a truth. Do you understand? How can I you wanted me to believe you by the same time that you are speaking about something, and you wanted me to believe you, you already mentioned what you want to complain, but at the same time you wanted to blackmail the person more with something that is not truth, just because you wanted to stretch out the thing that you wanted to point out. Because of that, you put other you sugarcoat the what you want, the truth you want to present to people, and that is what I don't like. Do you understand me? But we must understand that there is no places you are putting a human being. In short, without logic, I'm telling you, Mazi Patrick, when you take away logic, this logic mindset of human being, when you take it away from people, you will discover that people will be confused. Do you understand me? They will be abnormal. So it takes a logic for you to be able to drive to work, do your work, and come back without hitting anybody. So, and that is the same thing. There is no way a lawyer we wanted to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case to shine, to bring out his career. There's no way he will not play politics to be able to make it. Do you understand? He must play politics. He must see loopholes or some spaces where he will try to highlight. Do you understand me? In order to cause attraction to his side, in order to shine another person. So those games, even in the place of work, people do apply it. But to me, once they involve life and death, I don't like such game. Do you understand? I don't like such game. We are talking about somebody here who has been in detention for almost getting to 4 to 5 years.
4 years, yes.
For 4 years. We are talking about somebody's father. We are talking about somebody's husband. We are talking about somebody who should be with his family, who should be going about his business. So is there any need for me to step up, like to bring myself out that I wanted to help, and at the same time I'm using such persons whose life is in danger to play game? It doesn't worth it. I don't know if you get my point.
Mazi, 100%. And Mazi, I want to say we'll be going out because of our streaming time is over. We'll be going out in the next 2 minutes and we'll be relogging back again. So, for many of you who are following us, we'll be going out in the next 2 minutes and we'll be coming back. So, when you see notice that the stream is gone, try to refresh your system and check us out on Patrick Ikem Chronicle again. We'll be coming back in the next 5 minutes, and by then we'll be opening the call for people to call in. So I'll be taking, let's call it a short break of 5 minutes, and we'll be coming back. So prepare to make calls. I want to receive calls. I want people to ask questions. I want to hear people's opinion when we come back in the next 5 minutes. And we'll also be continuing on this issue of blame game on the second episode in 5 minutes time, where we'll also like to take opinions and see what people have to say, because it's very, very important that people understand the seriousness of what we are doing, that there is no room for blame game and there is no room for pointing fingers at anybody. Whatever position you have taken up for yourself and you've decided to assume to work for Biafra, you must take responsibility whether you fail or you pass. So Mazi will be back in the next 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Biafrans all over the world. It's my pleasure to have you.